Oke, masih loading ya guys.
Okay. Halo. Are we on live now?
Already live?
I think yes.
Hello guys.
Hello, good evening.
Hello YouTube.
Good evening. Hi YouTube viewers.
Hi.
Hello everyone, welcome back.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Welcome to Britzone Wednesday class.
Welcome to Britzone. Halo kalian. Halo Kak Melnila. Halo Nazla. Halo Ibu Nisrina. Halo Kak Novi. We got Kak Anissa here. We got Kak Anissa. Halo Kak Dian. Welcome to Britzone. You guys.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Kamelnila. So this is the first time I saw Kamelnila here. So is this your first time, Kamelnila?
Yes, it's my first time.
Yay!
Oh,
How do you know Britzone?
I know from YouTube.
from YouTube. Thank you,
Thank
YouTube.
Thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, Della Endika. Yes.
Halo Kak Alfi Asgar.
By the way, one of my friends is in here. She's Marisa.
Oh,
Hello, Miss.
Hi.
Marisa.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm mute.
It's okay, Miss.
Yes. Oh, we got the KDB as well here. Hello, KDB.
Hello, sorry, I can off on camera because I'm going to my home in the train right now.
Oh,
Oh,
travel that.
is it crowded? Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Travel KDB. Thank you for your info joining this class today. Oh, very appreciate it. Okay, we got Kak Yasrin. Hello, Kak Yasrin.
Hello.
We have more member here. Kak Sistia. Hello, Kak Sistia. And Kak Nyimas Kirana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Britzoners, welcome to the Wednesday class. Right. So we having more people now. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining today's session at Wednesday Britzone class. So I'm sure that today we're going to have inspiring session with our special conductor. So before we are going to the main session, let me introduce you to our Britzone, because I'm sure that for those of you who are the first timer at Britzone, maybe you were wondering what is Britzone, right? So yeah, let me share the screen first and letting you know what is Britzone and what kind of the activities that you can join at Britzone.
Yes. We're excited, Nisa.
Sure, of course, you need to be excited with this. Okay. So guys, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Right. So here is Britzone. Let me tell you about Britzone. So Britzone is the English community. It is the largest English community in Indonesia. So it is basically a English education platform for free, and it's open to everyone. For those of you who want to improve your English, want to have like supportive partners, this is the right place for you to practice. And it is based on volunteerism, so it's free of charge. You don't have to pay anything to improve your English here, right? So this is such a good value here. And Britzone has 3 regular classes. At the moment, we are running the program online. So the first session is the Britzone Speaking Academy that we always run this program on Tuesday, start at 7 p.m. So what's the things that you can improve here is focusing on public speaking. So you can learn about how to speech, debate, and kind of conduct interview as well, and so on. So at the second program, we have Britzone English Betterment Series. It's every Wednesday, start at 7 p.m., which is like what you are having now. So you will be improving your English here by practicing listening, reading, writing, and also speaking. So this is the last program we have at the moment is the Britzone Fun Day class. It's running on Saturdays, starts at 11 a.m. So I'm sure that you are already busy on the weekdays. So you need to have something fun, but you learn something and productive still. So do not hesitate to join this program. So how do you connect with us? You can connect with us through this social media. So please follow us on our Instagram at Britzone ID. Leave your comment there, and then every information you can add to that Britzone ID, our Instagram. And at the moment, we are on live streaming Britzone English community in our YouTube. So for those of you, maybe in the next future, you want to join Britzone, but you have missed the seats, so that you can still follow the class by doing the live stream at Britzone English community in our YouTube. So we got Twitter, and then we got a Clubhouse here, and then we have a website that we are still developing now, and also Britzone podcast. So the Britzone podcast here is very suitable for you who have kind of like, having kind of like high mobility, also a kind of visual, not visual, but audio humans, that we want to learn something by just listening and practice your listening at the same time. So Britzone podcast is the best way you can choose here. So just follow all of those, and stay connected with us. Then we got Britzone official merchandise, as we are based on the volunteerism basis. So we are providing this merch. We got three cool t-shirts here. So I'm sure that maybe it will be fit for you, I guess, because it's kind of cool. We got the tote bag as well, sticker packs, and also notebook. So do not hesitate and just grab it fast, as by purchasing this, our program will keep running. So grab it fast and do not miss it, guys. So last but not least, Britzone is officially sponsored by Library and the Education and Culture Ministry. So it used to be we having kind of offline class at the library. So we're expecting to be back to offline class soon. So stay tuned and stay connected to our social media so that we can update you on there when is our offline class will be. So we believe that we always want to save as memories every time we have a great session. So after class, we always want to take a picture because we don't want to miss this memory. So just stay here until the end of the session, because I'm sure, guys, I will give you a promise that today's conductor will be inspiring you for yourself and give kind of like the great values that will be like beneficial for you. Sorry. So and please do not forget to give the feedback at this link. And then we will share the link for you later on in WhatsApp group. So that's all about the Britzone. Yay. So give applause for that, please. I want to have that.
Virtual applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Britzoners. So I'm going to have like a little announcement, but this is very important for all of you. This announcement is about Ramadan program, right? Because the Ramadan program, we're going to run only on on Saturdays. Yeah, so basically today is our last Wednesday class. And also, yes, yeah, 2 days ago was like, yesterday was like Tuesday, was the last one as well. So will be this weekend. This weekend there will be no class for Saturday, right? Next week we will be in Ramadan season, so just once a week. Yeah, we'll meet you there on Saturday's class. Do not forget that. So do not miss it. Yeah, remember that this week there will be no class after this. So we'll see you again on the next Saturday next week. Yeah, just remember that, please. I know that you guys are exciting to our class. So today, I'm sure that you guys are very excited to wait for the moment where our conductor will be delivering the inspiring stories.
Yes.
So we'll be having our special conductor today, but Kak Citra Gantiaji. Without any further ado, please welcome Kak Citra Gantiaji. Give applause.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Mbak Nisa and Britzone for inviting me to this event. And yeah, I hope I can share my experience today, and then everyone enjoy listen to it. And yeah, we are here to learn. And I think before I start, I would like to inform you that I'm not an English teacher, and like I may not be speaking English like fluently later on, but I'm trying my best here. And I will share my screen now. Can you see my screen that has the PowerPoint slides?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So today's topic is what's holding you back? And before we start, I would like to introduce myself. So as Mbak Nisa have already mentioned it earlier, that my name is Citra, and everyone usually call me Mbak Citra or like Kak Citra or just Citra also fine. And I currently work as a project event specialist for the R&D project. And I also volunteer as the non-executive director for the ASEAN Australia Strategic Youth Partnership. And prior to this, I worked at AASYP, and also I was also the president of Australia Indonesia Youth Association for the Jakarta chapter. And I graduated from pharmacy degree, and I studied at Universitas Islam Indonesia. And fun fact about me, and as you can see now, I'm wearing batik. So yes, I do love batik, and in fact, I have more than 20 batik. And I think today's related to today's topic, I would really like to share my journey. And I'm sure like maybe some of you are questioning like, oh, you started studying pharmacy, and how do you end up in this international relations or international development area? And I think here, I would like to share how my first backpacking trip took me to where I am at the moment. So the first point here, I think I would like to share with you that when I was 17, like going to uni, I set goals, but it was like like the goals that you would put on your notes. Or what I did at that time was I wrote 5 things that I would like to achieve on my board in my course, or like my boarding house. So the first one was to have a passport, as we all know that not all Indonesians have a passport. And then I read an article by Professor Renald Hasali, and he, on that article, like he was mentioning that passport is a ticket to see the world. So as someone who lived in a district in Central Java called Sidoarjo, it was something that like I would like to have like, oh, I would like to have a passport. And then the second dream was travel by an airplane, because I have never been on an airplane until I did my trip, which was when I was 21 years old. And then I would like to have or like graduate with GPA more than 3.5, like maybe it sounds classic, but like I would like to finish my degree with like a relatively good for myself at that time. And then I would like to travel solo, so that's the fourth dream. And then I would like to go to other country and see how other people live there. So 5 dreams that I would like to achieve. And then as I mentioned it earlier, I use a vision board, which helps me to visualize my goals. So when you go to uni, you see that like, oh yeah, I would like to do this, or like to achieve this. And what with this vision board, like it makes it seem real, and like it motivates me towards the end of my goal. So I started my journey with those 5 simple goals. And then I identify my challenges. So, okay, so we all know having a passport need money. Travel by an airplane, you need ticket, and travel solo, go to other country, like we need to be ready with our financial status kind of, and basically I had no savings. I didn't work. I was just relying on my parents to pay for my uni, to also pay for my my monthly needs, right? And the second challenge was I had a very low GPA. When I wanted to have that dream, like to graduate with more than 3.5 GPA score, my GPA was lower than 3. I think to be exact, it was like 2.4. It was way far than 3.5. And then I had no passport. And to get a passport, as we all know, in Indonesia, we need a kartu keluarga or family certificate, right? And then you need to borrow that from your parents. What are you going to tell them when you actually would like to borrow that? So that's also another challenge for me. Like, oh, how do I tell my dad I would like to have a passport? And can I just borrow it? And then what was the reason, right? And then the language. At that time, I didn't speak English. Like seriously, it was really, really bad. I can answer like yes or no, and just very shy, not able to answer anything probably. So after identify those challenges, I decided to take actions. For this no saving issue or like challenge, I think all my uni friends probably like remember this if they are watching it right now. I made breakfast and sold them to my classmates. So as someone who, as the students who actually studied in a pharmacy degree at my uni at that time, we start our class at 7 a.m., right? And then most of the students, they would skip breakfast 7 a.m. Like you have to wake up very early for that if you would like to go breakfast. So I would like to help my friends, or so then they don't skip breakfast. But I also have like this idea, oh, why not I sell breakfast to them? And it's like they are happy and then I'll be happy as well. And then I started doing that. And like I made a just toast with some chocolate sprinkle or things like that, and I sell it for like 1,500 rupiah. And then only like get maybe 500 rupiah as my benefit at that time. But I keep saving up, and then with the very low GPA, I think the impact at that time, I also got socially bullied in my class, because like not sure if this happened. I hope this doesn't happen in your life, but I think during that time when I had a very low GPA, and I would say maybe I was one of the most stupid person in the class because I had a very low GPA. As I remember, there were only 2 students who failed in one class, and one of them was me, and it was very challenging time. And it got to the point where you can see your friends, they just don't want to be in the same group with you, and they started to exclude you from any group work. And then when the teacher or like our lecturer assigned you, like, okay, so Mbak Nisa with Citra, and then Fanny and Dega, you could see Nisa's, Fanny's, and Dega's face like, oh, I don't want to be with her, you know? And that happened. And I actually almost wanted to quit. I said to my parents, like, I didn't want to do this anymore. I had, like, I felt like my friends, they were just, like they didn't want to be with me in the group, right? And then I was not comfortable, and I was just losing your confidence, really. And with this, I almost quit, right? From my degree. I just didn't want to do pharmacy anymore. But at that time, I also thought about something that I regret before this happened. So I was also severely bullied when I was high school. And what I regret from my high school time was I did nothing against those bullies. So when I was in high school, I studied in Tangerang. So it's, like quite close city from Jakarta. And then I used to live with my grandma, again, in a small district called Sidareja. And then from someone from village moved to a city studying in a public school. Like private school. And I had a very thick accent at that time as a Japanese. I'm a Japanese, yes. And I had a very thick accent, or people say like, you are very medok banget, right? And then I would say like, I was also one of the person, or like the students who were not rich, because I studied in a, like maybe a bit more expensive school, but I was just I came from like an okay family. And then in my high school for 3 years, I had almost no friends. My friends were only 2, and her name is Lisbeth and Feli. They're like my good friends. And, like I did nothing other than just like accepting those bullies to call me Jawa, not by my name. They call me Jawa. Hey, Jawa. Hey, Jawa. Like they didn't recognize me as Citra Gantiaji, like what Mbak Nisa pronounced me. I was the Jawa and the smelly student coming from the city. There was me being known at my high school. And because of this, then I remember like, oh, when I was in high school, I let them just did what they want to do. And I was just being quiet, not doing anything, not standing up for myself. And I didn't want to do that in my uni again. I mean, in my uni time, they didn't say anything, but it was a socially bully. It was not verbally bullied, but I could feel it. So, okay, I don't want to regret this again, like what I did in my high school. Instead, I would just reach out to my classmates that I think they're just okay, like the natural people. So I reached out to Nova, Siska, and Anissa, and I said like, hey, I felt on these subjects, and I really would like to get better, like in my degree and my subject. Would you be keen to help me out? And then they actually did, Citra, you come join us studying. Then I started like going studying with them. And then when I was in high school, I didn't do this. I didn't reach out to them. I didn't tell them or like tell my other classmates that I didn't like the way that they act, they treat me. And instead, I choose to avoid that. And I decided to start or like finding friends from other schools. But with this, I would like to face it. And then I managed to study with them for like a semester, and then it continues on because we end up being classmates for 4 years. And then okay, so that's the what I did for like the taking actions part. And the second, the next one was the no passport, right? And I decided to talk to my dad, like, hey dad, I would like to borrow the family card. And he was like, what are you going to do with this? I would like to apply for a passport. Why do you need passport? You don't need a passport. Where are you going? And then I said, and I sent to him the article that Professor Renald Hassali wrote. And then my dad read that, and I said to him, I would like to see how other people live in other countries. And his response was like, okay, but I don't have money to give to you to see the world. And I said like, don't worry about that. He didn't know that I was already selling breakfast at that time, right? And then after that, the other challenge that I mentioned was language. I told you, like, I didn't speak English at that time. So what I did was, when I was at uni, we had to read a lot of international journals, right? So I really tried to understand, like, as simple as like, oh, using Google Translate, like how like the translation is mixed up. But I looked up on a dictionary, what this word means and this and that. And then I also joined a traveler community in Yogyakarta, where like travelers from other country would come to Jogja, and then we would have like a meetup, right? So those are the identified challenges and what I did to overcome like the challenges that I faced. And then in addition to that, after like, oh, everything is going quite okay, I was able to get my passport. I applied, didn't use any agent. Yeah, it was too expensive to pay for an agent, so I just like went through all the process by myself. And then I start planning for my trip. Actually, it was a crazy idea. Like, how can you plan for a trip? You can't speak English, you've never been to other country, you've never gone on a solo trip. But then I found a very cheap ticket by a low-cost airline, and I decided to book it, right? It was a crazy idea. But after that, I was like, oh, I've never been on an airplane. How would I do this? I asked my classmate who came from Lampung, different island, right? Not in Java, because I knew that she usually goes, would go to Jogja by an airplane. I asked a simple question. Hey, I've never been to an airport. Could you please let me know what should I do? Like at the airport, how do I check in? So I arrived at the airport. Where should I go? And she was like, why are you asking this question? I said like, oh yeah, I have just booked this ticket. And then like, you crazy? It was to Singapore. You're going to travel to Singapore? Yeah, can you please let me know? And then she explained, okay, you just go to the airport, you follow where everyone else going. You need to check in your luggage, and then just ask the staff, basically. Find a counter ticket and ask the staff. And then I said like, oh, but then when you're in the airplane, how do you buckle the seatbelt? Like it will be like quite embarrassing if I don't know how to do it. And then like, Nah, there will be a flight attendant who will be able to help you out. Okay, right? And then after that, I decided to go on my trip. So remember the 5 dreams that I had? So have a passport, take travel by an airplane. I booked my airplane ticket, traveling solo. I was going solo trip to go to 3 countries. So it was Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand for 18 days, I think. And then go to other country and see the world. But the trip didn't stop from just oh yeah, like you left and then it's all like what you have imagined. No, definitely there was like a lot of challenges, but I would like to mention these challenges this challenge that happened during my trip. So I lost my wallet in Malaysia at that time because 21 years old Citra didn't know that ATM works in other country. I brought like all cash, so I exchanged my my money all in cash. I put in my bag, in my socks, and then in my pocket. 3 places. But for some reason that day, all this cash were in my wallet, like everything, right? And I was in the train, and then I realized like all the money the wallet like just gone. The first thing I did, cry. Because it was my saving for years. Remember, I was selling breakfast. You get like 5,000 rupiah a day. You only make like $15 a month, or like 150,000 if you sell it every day. So I was very sad. But then, like, okay, enough to be sad. What do I do now? And then I decided to go to a train station office. They end up finding my wallet, and there was one ATM left there, and I still have my passport. So at that time, I was faced to make decision. First one, you use the money that you had left in your ATM, which is not much, but enough to buy a flight ticket back home, or you continue your trip. You just survive with this money. Guess what did I decide to do? The second one. Okay, this is part of my trip, and I will not let anyone who took my money stop me from doing or achieving my dream and finishing this trip. So I flew to Bangkok that night. I was really sad in an airplane. Oh, my money's gone now. Like I can do this, and then all the hard work is basically for someone else. But I hope that person, more needed than me at that time. And so that's my trip. During this trip, I learned that I was not sure whether I would like to pursue my career in pharmacy. And then I also learned that I would like to swim, because at that time I visited beaches, but I couldn't swim. And then so when I came back to Yogyakarta, I was trying to think, what should I do to change this path? I study pharmacy now, like finishing, and then what do I do after that? I don't think I would like to do this, or it's a good degree, but at that time I just would like to try something different. So what I did was I searched on Google, type internship in Yogyakarta. Why internship? Because it sounds more international instead of magang, right? If it's magang, then like the magang opportunity or internship opportunity in Yogyakarta will come up. But I would like to have like this specifically internship, which is like in English. Hopefully, I will be able to find like internship in Yogyakarta. And then one website came up. It was a website from Australian Indonesia Youth Organization, and they're informing that AASYP Study Indonesia is receiving an application for an internship. And then I applied with one page or half page of CV, my photo, my address, my degree, because I didn't do anything at uni. I was just kupu-kupu, like kuliah pulang, or in English it would be like you go to uni, go home, uni home, repeat. That's it. And I remember like after a while, like I received an invitation for an interview. And I went to the interview. There were like 5 other candidates that they were interviewing. Like you wait at the lobby. You started like, oh yeah, what's your name? Oh, my name is Citra. Oh, what's your name? Nisa and Fanny and so on. Oh, where are you from? Oh yeah, I'm from this uni, this uni, this uni. Oh, what do you study? International relation, English, this and that. And I was just like, oh, I study pharmacy. And like they were like, oh, pharmacy, yeah. And then okay, so we all like had our chance to be interviewed like one by one. But like having that thought like in my like, oh, all the other candidates, they were just like amazing. They have like all this international experience, and I'm just like this one pharmacy degree students like trying to get into this area. And then during the interview, yeah, as a like just as the interview, I answered questions, but there was one question that the interviewer, which ended up being my supervisors at that time, after that, they asked me one question. Do you have international experience? I said, oh, if what you mean is an exchange study or exchange program at other uni in other country, no, I didn't have that. And at that time, remember, my English was still really bad. Not like now. Yeah, now I was like, I don't know, like what did I do at that time? But my English was really bad. And then I mentioned, but if travel counts, I just finished my trip. I went to this country, and this country. And then they were interested to dig more on the subject. Like, how did you do that? Where did you get the money from? What did you learn during your trip? And all these things. So I explained to them, just like what I did earlier. And the interview finished, right? And then I was like, I closed the door and I was like, nah, there is no way I would get this internship, right? I was already feeling I was good enough. I was not good enough to receive this. And then after that, after 1 month of wait, I got the email saying, congratulations, you're accepted to be intern in our organizations. And they invited me, right, like to come to the office. And then I asked them the question, like, I was just wondering, why did you choose me? And but Shirley at the time said, you know what, like, to be honest, when I was inviting you, I was curious about you, seeing your CV, because it was really bad, right? I mean, it has nothing on my CV. She was just curious. And I laugh now, like when my Sherry said that. And but they said like your story about how did you do your trip and what makes you go and all these things, like really, it was really meaningful, And then they said, Citra, we know that you can't really speak English, you don't have the skills, you did this, you didn't study about, I don't know, like international relation or whatever, but with skills we can improve, we can help you improve, we can train you, we can facilitate you, but with personality it comes from yourself. So that is something that you always need to remember when you feel like you are not good enough for yourself, but because other people probably think that you are, like you are good. And yeah, so that's how I got into my journey, got into like the area that I work now. And then I think since then I make friends. I keep practicing my English. I started to go to Australia, Indonesia events. I applied as a volunteer, and I joined networking events. I also get mentorship from my my supervisor, and then I make the most of my opportunity. So that's a story about my journey. So from that experience, this is the things that I would like to share with you what I've learned. First one, English and passport are important, and like from what I've explained earlier, I think you know like why this is a ticket to see the world. And then it is okay if you don't know exactly what you want to do, because at that time I didn't know what I would like to do either. And my mentor said, Citra, it's okay if you don't know exactly what you want to do, because it's part of your journey. And then spend time pursuing your interests. Since I was high school, I know that I enjoy traveling. Like I went with my friends, like going to Bogor from Tangerang, and all of us can only bring 25,000. We walked like kilometers. We hitchhike, like sit on the back of like a container car. And to-do lists are your best friends. If I didn't have that 5 lists that I put on my wall, I don't think like it would motivate me to do what I was doing at that time. And personality is as important as skills. The road to success is not always a straight line, and you're going to make many mistakes and receive many rejections. Do not be afraid to ask for help and to challenge yourself. When I started my job at AASYP, I didn't speak good English. They asked me, how can we help you? I said, I'm not very confident with my English. Can you please help me? And then my mentor find like 2 Australian students to actually have a one-on-one session with me. And she would also come to my desk saying, but Citra, spot the mistake, if there are like, I printed like something but wrong, or like typo, and then spot the mistake where this what's incorrect here. So I learned by practicing as well. Everyone is on their timeline, and we all know this. I changed my path at the age of 21, and build your network by getting involved in the community, social events, internship, and maximize your connections. And I really, really recommend you to be in a mentoring session, like to approach someone you think inspiring, and then ask them if they can mentor you. And these are the organizations that I'm involved in. It's AIA and also ASEAN Australia Strategic Youth Partnership. So with this, I would like to ask you, how are you going to bust through what's holding you back? And terima kasih. Thank you.
Wow, Kak Citra. Guys, can you guys give me applause? No, not give me applause, but give Kak Citra applause. Wow, good response, Kak Citra. It's like amazing. Like how could you handle that?
Very brave and bold.
Very brave and bold. Yes. This girl is a Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is real. So Kak Citra, thank you so much for the inspiring story, and I'm sure that each of our Britzoners here, they got like very, this is the first time I saw the chat as not that very active, because they're all just like listening to you, and you steal the show. So Kak Citra, I got like 2 questions. I'm sure that these are the questions that all the Britzoners want to ask to you. So as we heard about, you went to the AASYP beforehand you couldn't speak English at all, like you got like difficulties on how to communicate in English. So in that time, when you switch your career into not switching the career, but that was the first job and then you got an opportunity to learn English at back then. So I know that this is kind of like, you know, learning something, getting a job, but then it is international environment. How do you cope with that, and how do you adjust with that? I'm sure that you got a culture shock in it, but how do you adjust with it?
Thank you so much, Mbak Nisa, for the question. I think here, what I did was first, I think I asked questions and I asked for help when I didn't know things. You know, adjusting in a new environment is very challenging and it takes time. So instead of like, I shouldn't ask that question. Like, oh, I'm afraid that, you know, like they will think like I'm stupid, I'm silly or something. You know, like, but if you never ask the question, how would you learn? So what I did was I asked a lot of questions. If I don't understand, especially in English, you know, like from not understanding English to working with Australians, you know, like they all speak English and they all have slang words even, right? So I was like, when they speak or when the students, the AASYP students speak, I don't understand. And I would just like, would you mind to speak, you know, slower, or could you please repeat that again? What does this mean? What does this mean? And then I would ask them, is this what you mean? You know, just ask question, first one. And second one, be open-minded, because we're not working with only Indonesians, right? And adjusting to a new culture doesn't mean that you have to change your own values, but it is important that you also respect to those people and open to listen and try to think that this is a new adventure, right? And then it really helped me when I tried to build networks and connections. So again, like working in the international space, then, you know, like it's very important if you have like connections and try to network with other people like your colleagues. And it was quite also like difficult, you know, like when you just step into a new job. So now I do not work at AASYP anymore. I work for AAD project. And then as soon as I jump into the project on my first meeting, I know nothing, like nothing about the project. I feel like, oh, like, what do I do now? Like, what should I do? What I did, or what I decided to do was I reach out to my colleagues, like, hey, Mbak Nisa, do you have time to speak like 30 minutes tomorrow? And then, hey, Mbak Fani, do you have just time to speak the day after tomorrow? I arrange 30 minutes catch up with my colleagues, because we all working from home now. And how do I build connections? How do I adjust to my new working environment if I don't see my colleagues? Well, then now there's, you know, like there are this Zoom or any other platform that we can use. So I reach out to them. I contacted them, and there you build connection with your colleagues, right? And it's okay to experience anxiety or feel nervous if you have just jumped into a new working environment, because these feelings are normal. And also, you need to realize that adjusting takes time, and do not forget to allow yourself to make mistakes. You know, like when you jump into a new working environment or your new job, you can't expect yourself to do things correctly all the time, and that's okay too. And surely your supervisor would be okay too. Yeah, so those are my tips, Mbak.
Thank you so much, Mbak Citra, for the tips, and I couldn't agree more. do not be afraid to ask for help. Just ask, yeah.
Yes.
So, Britzoners, we got like so many questions actually, but I'm sure that you want to practice more about this, about what, according to Citra, what Citra say, what Citra shared here, and Citra also wants to see you each in a breakout room. So before going to the forum group discussion,
Kanisa, you're muted.
so let me share the screen before we're going to set the forum group discussion. So here is the discussion we are going to set on the FGD session. So the first is we're going to talk about tell your story. Each of you tell what is your deciding moment or experience that led you to commit learning English seriously. So it is not always to be like a big one, a small one but meaningful for you that make you commit learning English. So the second one is, do you have a goal? It doesn't have to be like a big goal, but just like Citra said, just start with a small thing. Setting a goal that, yeah, you're learning English, and what is the goal, and then what the efforts that have been done, what you put it. So let's practice your conversation here and express yourself and just share your experience with your facilitator. So before that, let me just introduce you to our facilitator here. We got Kak Ezra. Hello, Kak Ezra, are you there?
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you, Kak Ezra. We got Kadega. Hello, Kadega.
Hello, everyone. Can't wait to see you in my room, in our room.
Yay. And we got Kafani. Hello, Kafani.
Hi.
All right. So we got Kak Ani. Hello, Kak Ani.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Annie.
Okay, got Kadela. Hello, Kadela.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Bella.
Hi.
So we got Kak Dika. Hello, Kak Dika.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Dika.
So each of our festivals is looking forward to having you in our forum group discussion. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
We are ready.
We're all set.
Yeah.
So
So I've assigned you guys to the rooms, and yeah, see you guys in the main room. And for those of you who's not receiving the notification to join the room, please stay here in the main room because we'll do the FGD in the main room as well.
thank you, Kadina.
Enjoy the FGD, guys.
All right, so we got here in the main room for the FGD, we got Alfie. Hello, Alfie, Kadini. Oh, Kadini is not here. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Are you now in the car driving?
Not really actually. I'm going out because in my room I got bad signal, so I got out to join the chatting actually.
Right then. But thank you so much for your effort. Really, we appreciate that.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, be careful. Stay safe. And then Kak Nazla, hello, Kak Nazla.
Hello, Miss Anissa.
Right. So basically, we're going to do the forum group discussion here in the main room. And okay, Kak Citra is right here, and then she will be traveling as well within this breakout room. So yeah, we're going to start to maybe doing introduction first. Each of you, maybe have you guys know each other? I'm not sure that you have. So maybe we can start from Nazla.
Introduce yourself.
Just in a brief one.
Okay, hello. Good night, everyone. My name is Nazla. I'm from Bandung. I'm a college student. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. So you are a college student. So where do you come from? Where are you studying?
Geological engineering.
Oh, that's such a hard one. Oh, but you're doing great. Yay. So
Yeah, thank you.
are you in Jakarta or like in different cities out of the city?
I'm sorry.
Are you in Jakarta?
Bandung.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
staying here.
Wow, the beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Nazla. And what about Kak Sistia? Hello, Kak Sistia.
Hi everyone, I'm Sistia. Currently, I live in Depok and work in consulting company at Jakarta. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Well, this is the first time for you, Kak Sistia.
I know I've been joining since 2019.
Wow, this is the best lawyer, the best one. Like, God. All right. So Kak Alfie, I might not asking Kak Alfie because Kak Alfie is quite busy. I don't want to, split the concentration. Yeah, Kak Alfie, are you okay? Or maybe it's better now. Maybe we know your name there.
Okay. I'm listening to you all, guys. Well, I'm looking for a parking park actually.
All right then. So while it's you finding that, maybe we can start the forum group discussion here. Okay.
Okay, so
You'll be a part of the team as well here. Okay. Let me share the screen again for the what's the topic that we are going to talk about. Maybe.
Kanisa, you're still muted.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dina and everyone. So we got the first question on the forum group discussion here. I'm sure that each of you having a meaningful moment, if it's a little one, but it makes you start to do something. Just tell me and tell everyone here that become like your deciding moment or experience that lead you, that make you to commit learning English seriously. Because by you joining the session, it means that we can see you're learning English seriously. So anyone would like to start first? Maybe Kak Nazla?
okay, me first.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. A meaningful moment that make you start learning English, right?
Yeah.
It was long time I learned English, but I got nothing. And why I still try to join with you guys, because I have been old, and I think if I'm not starting now, I think I will be more I will get more difficulty, I think, to learn English. This the only the only passion I have right now, actually. My age.
Okay, if you don't mind, like, how old are you now?
I'm going 35.
Wow, it's never too late to learn something, and it's good that you do it. You do it, like you keep learning it. So thank you so much for your spirit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You've been like inspiring us as well. Like no matter how old you are,
Yeah.
So good to know, Kak Alfie Asgar. So maybe at the same time, I would like to ask about the second questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have a goal by learning English, and maybe what kind of effort that you have been made so far?
Sure. I have some simple goals, actually. The one of them is them. I have some childrens,
Hello.
And so hello, and I am so far uh, never speak English to them because I am lack of confidence actually. I hope my children can be friendly, and then I just like sharing actually, and I believe English will be meaningful for many people, especially the younger uh, people, the younger children, the younger student. I believe it will be so helpful. I have a dream to open a free course actually at home. I will invite everybody who are interested in English just one day. I think that's all because my activity is uh, my activity is not supported by English actually. I work at office, but so far English is not the first thing actually.
All right. So
That's
in
all, Miss Anissa.
yeah, in
Yeah,
Japan
sorry.
not using English, but I can see that you have that actions already to make it happen. So you inspire, yeah, you motivate your kids as well. So I'm sure that all the kids they follow what the parents do. So by giving a shot like this, yeah, you're doing great, Pak Alfie. No, I'm saying Pak Alfie. Okay, Pak Alfie, you're doing great. Hello there.
It's okay.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kak Alfie.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lisa. Yeah, guys.
So what about maybe we got Kak Sistia still here. Kak Sistia, are you there still?
Okay. Hi. Nice sharing, Kak Alfie. So the first one, yeah. Well, I think learning English is a long journey for me. Back then, when I was in junior high school, there were international organization that come to our school and teach us about English. At the time, I wasn't fluent in English, so when I entered the senior high school, my parents decided to register me in one of the English course there. Yeah, that's the first moment.
Oh, right. So you got the English course back then, yeah, and it's good that your parents realize that it is important to start learning English when you're young. But actually, not just when you were young, but anytime you realize it's important, just do it. So
Yes.
yes, it's great, Kasistia, and you still commit until now, taking it seriously.
Fully.
Maybe what about the second one? Do you have any goal by learning English, and how is the e-word to make it happen? I mean, kind of obstacles maybe you have ever faced, and maybe you're facing it, and how do you cope with it?
Yeah, well, actually, I would like to pursue my master's degree abroad. Like having an IELTS result is one of the most important thing. But I struggle a lot because having a proficiency in English is quite long journey, as I mentioned before. What I did is I took several English courses in English first, and also Britzone helped me a lot because like Britzone didn't push us to have a grammatical accuracy and something like that. Just haven't encouraged people to talk a lot. So the first time I joined Britzone in Kemendikbud, and at that time, actually I met. No, I mean my friend and I was already have a meeting, and we decided to join together, but at the time she decided to not join. So I almost didn't come also, but I thought that if I didn't come, I didn't know if I still have a like brave to come to Britzone or not. So yeah, because I didn't have anyone at that time. However, Britzone is very welcome to the other students. So yeah, feels like you are not abandoned by by the other members.
Yeah, so Sistia, you're now here at the right platform for you to practice your English. So basically, this is the right sessions as well. So you
Right.
come like speaking and then listening, writing, and reading at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So it was very useful for you to get this master's degree. And I couldn't agree more with you that sometimes I find grammatical things as rather difficult for me. Yeah.
Yeah, so many rules.
Exactly. So every time, of course, like, you know, in the middle of the journey as well, I found that like I tried to say something, but then like I remember, oh, it should be like this. Then I couldn't say anything because I got confused. You know, like I got confused. Oh, do I have to say this? Do I have to say? Okay, stop saying it. And then like my mind got like confused. So yeah. Welcome to the right place here for you to practice and pursue your master degree.
Thank you.
Are you applying for some scholarships at the moment?
Yeah, I'm applying LPDP. I've already submit the application, and then I will apply for Australian government also.
So this is the great speaker. I mean, the right speaker for you maybe to explore more.
Yeah, that's why like Indonesian ASEAN youth. Yeah, something like wow, quite interesting.
Yeah, you can ask something to her actually. Maybe
Sure.
You remember she mentioned earlier about mentorship. So why don't you just try to reach her out? So get some.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try. Thank you.
So we got Chila Chala here in the main room. Is the FGD session already over, Kak Dina?
We still got 5 minutes, and Kachila is connecting to the audio.
All right.
Okay, I think we can sapa her now.
Hello, Kak Rinika. Kak Rinika there? Oh, all right. I think it is just still connecting to something else. Well, all right. We got Kak Alfie here. We got Kak Sistia, and then what do you think about this, Dina? I mean, I want to ask specifically, like your feedback on that. What do you think?
I mean, this is such an amazing class from the beginning. I think Karinika is already unmuted herself.
Oh.
Hi, Karinika. You there?
You there?
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry for.
Okay,
Yeah, I just know already. Yeah, before I'm like it's not my real account. That's why I needed them to change my name. Sorry.
I thought that was your real name. Like so cute.
No.
Well, Karinika, maybe you can share your based on your personal experience about learning English. Kind of what is the moment where you decide you want to commit to learn English like seriously. Do you have that? Can you share?
Yeah, I think it's been for 3 months ago, maybe. Yeah. I think it's because on final. Yeah, I'm a final year student, and then I want to graduate, and then I just realized my English is so broken, and I look up to my nephew or the guy is just really younger than me, and they are so well at English. It made me shy and like why I can't do that. That's why I decide to learn English consistently. I hope.
Wow, Karinika, so welcome to Britzone. You can practice it without any hesitation, no judgment here. Right? Everyone is supporting each other. So remember that. Always join
Yeah,
our
thanks. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think I like to join this club. I think it's my third time to join this club, and but I'm so late for this night.
No worries. So how did you find us? How did you know?
It's because Instagram ads.
Thank you.
I think if you decide to yourself to learn English, and then you follow about English account, and then finally you get the ads.
Right. So yeah, you're the right. You got the right platform here. So yeah, I suggest you. I recommend you. I strongly recommend you to always stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you.
So Karinika, maybe do you have a goal, like a specific goal by learning English? You want to learn English? Do you have a goal with it? Gitu. And so, how do you make it happen?
My goal is because yeah, I want to build my career, and I want to have a fixed financial income, and then I think I can do wherever I want with my money, like go to travel with my family or my friends. And then I don't want to, I mean, like if I going out with my family, I just do not want makes my family feel so worried. It's because yeah, they're so like my parents too old to learn English. That's why I just I don't want to be the one like they are. That's why I think I have to get an English, so if we go together, I can help my family.
Well, that is very inspiring, Karinika. And one thing that I want to say to you: do not stop learning. Do not stop learning something. Even like, of course, English and something else as well. Anything you want to learn, just do not stop. Just because you always find a way. You always find the right place. Just optimize to use like social media at the moment, right? So instead of just like, okay, it's okay to have like following gossiping account or things like that, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, like, if you want to come up, if you want to be participative in daily social talks to your friends, so it's okay for that. But then just remember your goal. Remember as well to maintain your actions and how far you made it. So when you have like your partners that very fluent in speaking English, so just do not feel like you were small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just make it the mentorship, and then like, hey, do you want to be my partner and everything? So yeah, again and again, it's the right place for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, and I'll see you in the next session. Hello, yeah, Alfie. Are you now leaving the parking area?
I think everyone's already here, Kanisa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Woohoo, we need more time.
Yeah, we need more
Assign us
time.
again to the room. Assign us again.
I know that everybody needs. Kak Citra, this topic is giving everybody goosebumps. Yeah, and also we want to share their experience, their personal experience related to what you have shared. So of course, they wanted to share things. So thank you so much for all of you here, Britzoners. I wish I could have more time for you for the formative discussion, but yeah, we'll have a session hopefully with Dragon one day. So everyone, we're going to have a discussion for the representative to deliver to us, share to us what have you guys discussed each of the group. So maybe we can start from the group of Vega.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Nisa, for the opportunity. So in our group that we have Kak Rahmi and Kak Yasrin, and of course the special guest Kak Citra in my group. So those two questions lead us to have a deep talk actually, and I'm really glad to have them in my group. And for now, the representative is Kak Rahmi because this is like her very first time in an class. Kak Rahmi, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kadiga. Okay, hello everyone. As Kadiga said before, this is my first online class. Wow, so I am so nervous right now. Okay, so I will tell you a bit a summary of the previous breakout room session. For the first question, what was it? Okay, the starting point to learn English. As for Kaya Srin, she was an excellent student since elementary school. And so she has a down point, I think, at the one time at the university. But yeah, she kept on progressing, and I adore that. And as for me, I was starting to learn English in my high school, in my last year of high school, because yeah, my English was just so bad. I would laugh about it now, but yeah, I don't even think I would pass the national exam with that level of English skill. But then I started to learn since I was also learning other languages, and I think English is far more easier than that one language. So yeah, I started to learn English, and yeah, it keeps me going till now. And I actually joined Britzone around 3 or 4 years ago during the offline classes. Yeah, and that helped me a lot in improving my skills and also my public speaking. And yeah, that's for the first question. The second question was the goal by learning English, and one have to join. Kayasrin Kayasrin is really want to travel abroad to South Korea and Australia, and I think around the world. And yeah, she's learning English for that. And as for me, it was because I really wanted to study abroad, and I'm making progress on that. That's it. And also there's an additional question. Is it okay to talk about the additional question? Okay, the additional question was what are we doing when we have down point in our life? And yeah, I think we both, me and Kayasrin, have similar habits. We both crying during our downtime, of course. Other people might be crying too. And yeah, I think crying is a good way to let out our emotional, and but we still keep going, right? And that's it, I think. Also, thank you to Citra about the insight. That was so motivational. Thank you, everyone. That's it from our group.
Thank you so much, Karami. Give applause to her. Yay! Now we're going to hear the forum group discussion representative from Kak Fani. Hello, Kak Fani. Are you there? Oh, okay. Maybe we can start from Kak Dika first. Is Kadika there?
Right, from my group, I'm gonna call. Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna call Anissa R. Go ahead. Are you still here? Oh, Anissa, your turn.
Hello, Kak Anissa. I think you're still muted.
Maybe she's away. Oh,
Hello, everyone.
hi, Anissa.
Hello,
Uh,
Yeah.
what was the first question again? Sorry.
screen view. One moment.
The first question, tell us your deciding moment or experience that led you to commit learning English seriously.
Deciding moment or experience. Okay, so basically, I first learned English because I was envious of my elementary school friend that she went to LIA since in elementary school. So when I was in junior high school, I asked my parents to enroll me to LIA. That's out of jealousy, basically. So yeah, so my parents enrolled me to LIA since I was in first grade of junior high school all through my third grade of senior high school. Like it's 6 years straight. And it makes me fall more in love with English. So basically, I'm just very in love in English. That English makes me excited to speak in English, to listen to people talking English. It's just, it makes me happy. So basically, that's why.
Okay, so what about the second question here?
Do you have a specific goal by learning English? To have a specific goal back when I was in senior high school, yes, I wanted to participate in an exchange program called YES, but too bad it didn't come true. So as for now, I don't have any specific goal. I just love English. That's all.
Amazing. Thank you, Kak Nisa.
Thank you, Anissa.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we're going to have representative from Kak Ani's team. Is Kak Ani there? All right, so maybe Kak Ezra. Hello, Kak Ezra.
Hello. Okay, hello, Nasha. I'm here. So yes, so the representative from my group is Kak Novi Nasmi. Hello, Kak Novi. Are you there?
Kak Ezra, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because your story so interesting, you mind you can share it to us. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kak Ezra, and everyone for the opportunity. Actually, for answering the first question, it was when I in my first job, actually after I graduated from the university. I was in charge to accompany an intern from the US. She cannot speak Bahasa and I cannot speak English at the time. You know, when you maybe you've already heard that there is someone who hate English, that it was me. I actually have a similar story with Kak Citra, that I cannot speak English. I hate English. I always frightened when the schedule of when I was at school, when I have to learn English, I always frightened, and I feel like I want to skip every English lesson. So the background story is a very complicated when I have to face this this person, this US person. She come to my office at the time that, and it being intern in my department actually just content of 3 people, and then I am the one who have in charge to accompany her. So it was 14 days and I have to speak with her like every day. Can you imagine? For me, I was that I cannot speak English. I told my manager that, Bu, my English is very bad. I cannot speak correctly and blah 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 blah. And she said that you just say what you want and she will understand what you say. She said actually something like that. So I practically doing what she said to me. So I just we just communicate with a language, with with everything that we can to understand each other. So long story short, 2 weeks was passed, and after that I felt like, oh, I can communicate actually with this person. So it felt very different, yeah, when we talk to other people as an Indonesian people, like maybe they are very good in English. It's a very different, the feeling is very different when I actually talk with the stranger from their mother tongue is English gitu. So at the moment I felt like, oh, I can actually speaking English and I can do more with this English. So for the first time I felt like this is for answering the second question. For the first time, I have this crazy idea that I never done before, that I want to continue my study abroad. So I felt like maybe I can do that. I can study. I can maybe prepare all the things and everything. It was the moment, it was 2015, but I decided to take action in 2018 to applying in the universities, the scholarships, and prepare for the IELTS test and prepare for the English ability, like writing, speaking, listening, and reading, and yeah. So I did all of that, but unfortunately, maybe until now I still in progressing to studying in English, because actually I already got an offer from the university in UK, but I always got a rejection from the scholarship. So to spending the moment waiting this scholarship application this year, I continuing to study in English, to preparing IELTS. Actually, I already took an IELTS more than 2 years ago, so it's an expired. So I will continue to get the new exam like this year. So yeah, that's all. Thank you all for listening.
Wow, Kanofi, that is amazing. So yeah, super tough. So good luck for the next IELTS test. Yeah. So thank you so much. And it is about rejection. Actually, we have a question about rejection. So to Mbak Citra, but maybe we can. Thank you so much, Kanofi, and Kak Aiza, thank you. So maybe we have one more representative from Kak Della's group. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Kak Citra. My group is consists Miss Nana and Kak Debbie. We just three of us. And the representative will be Miss Nana because Kak Debbie is still on way home. Hi, Miss Nana, are you there?
Okay, I'm here. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually is a story long time ago, Miss Della, Akadela. Okay, actually, I mean that my story actually the same with the others. When I was young, I'm also interested in studying abroad, but when I went to the, that sometimes that there is a like a fair, a study fair. If you want to go study abroad, okay, you can come to the fair. When I came there, sorry, and then one booth from Aussie, and they say that, please, you must improve your English first. That's I remember so much because they think that's because at that time, because my English is so bad. Okay, so at the moment that, okay, I have to study English more. Even though I graduated from English literature, because that's is focused on studying literature, that not focus on skills. That's I think I need another place where I can practice my English first, because the first that I should sharpen my skill is speaking. That's a meaningful moment that I still remember until now. And then going to the other questions, do you have specific goal of learning English? Of course, because I'm an English teacher now. I have to sharpen my English. I have to improve my English. Okay, even though my age is not young anymore, but it's not problem, right? Okay, now what have you done to make it happen? Actually, this is the way that I would like to make it happen. And I also study from any videos that I can find from YouTube. That's just very interesting. I have watched one of the video is very interesting. Maybe everybody have heard before, is polyglot. Polyglot is how the people they learning foreign languages. This is very I think the video is very inspiring. I think it's very good. They teach us how to study foreign language, any language. I mean that's. I think that's my own story. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Rosanna. Very
Welcome.
inspiring, interesting.
Kak Della.
Yeah. Back to you,
Kak. Thank you, Kak Della, and thank you so much, Kak Nana. This is very inspiring, and I see that Ibu Nana is very loyal here, and then keeps learning, keeps improving, and yeah, you're like very inspiring, very inspiring within our members here. So I always wait for the next session of you to be there to improve our English together. So you're not alone. Thank you for the spirit, Kanana.
You're welcome, Vanessa.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, Britzoners, this is the last session of the forum group discussion. So, one moment. Okay, we want to have a kind of feedback from this forum group discussion from our inspiring conductor. And this session, please do not be afraid. If you have kind of like any questions to Kak Citra, Mbak Citra, yeah, just raise your hands. All right then. So, please, Kak Citra, is Kak Citra there?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm here. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone for sharing their inspiring stories. And I was in the group with Mas Vega and Mbak Yasrin, and then also Mbak Rahmi. And we had a really interesting discussion there as well. And I think from the from this main room. Yeah, I learned that we all have our own story with our learning journey to practice our English or like to master our English. And then it's very interesting to see very, very, like very different or like we have a different story, but same goal. It's to improve our English and also to keep practicing. And also Ibu Nana, I think it's really great to see that you are here, like like despite you said like, oh, you feel like you are more mature than the other people here, but you show the semangat that no matter, like your age, you need to keep doing or like keep learning. And that's amazing too. And I think but Novi also mentioned about rejections, right? And I would like to share like a story short about the rejections that I faced, but it was not about it wasn't about a scholarship. It was more of rejections after from a job. So mid last year, I was really into a job. Yeah, the job that I would like to have. Whoa, like I was very into it, right? So I applied, and then I applied, and okay, I went on the next stage, and they asked me to do a test. It was I think it was 3 hours test. It was quite a long test, right? So I passed. Okay, woo, like all these dream jobs that I had, in my mind already, right? And then after that, they invited me for an interview. So, and they were like panel of, I think 3 people. And so after that interview, I had like, one step to my dream job, let's say like that. And then after 2 weeks or like 3 weeks, I think after a few weeks, I got one email. I clicked open, the first was like, "Dear Citra, we regret to inform you." And as you see that, your heart like broke. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm not good enough for this job. Like, this, like just being that, like that feeling where rejection is not easy. Yeah, it's no matter like in what kind of occasion, job, scholarship, personal life, it's not easy. And at that time, like I still feel like very sad, and then very sad. And I felt like there is no one out there or no other organization that would like to hire me for this for any job if I decided to step out of my comfort zone. I was very nervous, and then but I informed my mentor, and for the interview I tried to practice many times with my mentor, with my peer, because I really would like to get the job. I just did the maximum thing just so that I could get the job. And then after receiving that email, like I was very sad, and I said to my supervisor, "Oh, but just letting you know, I didn't get the job." And then she said, "It's okay, Citra, you try again. And the good thing is, every time you make a move, you take actions, you have become a better version of yourself." And then after a couple months, like I decided, okay, let's try again to apply, not to the same job, but I saw like another opening, and then I got the job. So that rejection was a redirection, because the job that I got ended up better than the first job that I applied. And we have our own timeline, as I said like earlier. And then rejection can be redirection. maybe not now. And like we just keep trying, and our time will come. Gitu. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, if anyone would like to have any questions or would like to share, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, anyone have question, please raise your hands. Maybe any one of you, I'm sure that everyone wants to have like the kind of questions, kind of tips to Kak Citra.
So
Yes,
may I
Kak Yasrin. Yes,
I have.
Yeah, we got Kak Yasrin here. Yeah, Kak Yasrin, please.
So first of all, I just want to say that I'm so feel so good today because this story, and I'm so motivated from the story from Kak Citra. I just have a little question about the feelings. Yeah, you said earlier that you feel sad when you're being rejected or something, and you also say you have you experience that someone bully you and you just avoid them, and you also tell us about when your parents didn't give you money, and for normally human, that's really sad, right? But so my question is how you handle your feelings when you are very sad. You might have like habits when you say like, oh, you need to connect with people, or you need your me time or something. Because sometimes I don't blame people or my environment, but sometimes I blame myself when I'm so hard to keep going. So I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing to do. So maybe you can tell us what is your habit to make you go up your like that.
Okay, thank you. So I think when I face like difficulties, obviously we are going to. I mean, with me personally, I do need my own time. So when I receive like sad news or anything, I just I would like to have my own time, like excluding myself from, like the crowd, and take a moment to actually acknowledge, like I'm sad, but I try to not to focus on, like only the sadness. And then what I did, I like to write. I have my, like a book, but just really to, like sometimes you feel uncomfortable telling things to people, like how your feeling is. I wrote in the book, I feel, like I feel really sad today because of this, like, oh, I don't like it when she bullied me and this. And then, like that's like letting your feelings out without telling other people if you are not comfortable doing that. And then after that, I will just the paper off. Actually, this is what I do personally. Yeah, I will rip it off. This is like my bad feeling. Tomorrow is a new day, new Citra. And then, and if like this is something that keeps going on, like for example, I would approach my friend, or even like going to a counselor, like going to counseling. So then I shared my feeling or whatever happened with my counselor, and she would give she would respond to that, like. And then it's just nice to have a professional to talk to you. So you really need to acknowledge your feelings, but you also need to know when you need to get help. Like sometimes, like sharing with your friends or like your family is not very like you don't feel comfortable, or too shy, too sad to tell this. Well, then you write on your book, and then if you need further actions, talk to your parents if you're comfortable. If not, then yeah, to a professional. That's what I did personally. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Right, I'm so impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Yasrin. Thank you, Mbak Citra. And now we got Kak Alfie. So Kak Citra, Kak Alfie was in my main room, did a forum group discussion. So he joined us. Now he's doing the discussion with us. He's in the car now with the sons.
Aw.
So cute. So Kak Alfie,
Silakan.
Alfie, since you are raising your hands, please. You can ask question to Mbak Citra.
To everyone.
Pak Alfie, you're still muted. You're still muted, Pak Alfie. So, I think maybe the host can help to unmute.
Or maybe he didn't mean to press the raise hand feature.
Maybe, yeah. So maybe we're waiting for.
Yeah, Kak Alfie, maybe from Kak Fani?
Yeah, Kak Fani, please.
Yes, Kak Alfie, do you want to ask something? No, maybe.
Probably not.
Maybe he enjoyed to watch ya. Oke, Kak Nisa and Kak Citra. By the way, I saw Bu Nana ya. Bu Nana maybe wants to ask something.
Yes.
Bu Nana,
Ibu
you can go
Nana.
first, Bu. Oh, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hai, Ibu.
Yeah, I just want to ask Kak Citra about, I mean, when he was dealing with his speaking, I mean, not speaking, but the skill in English, when you told me that you taught us, I mean, you taught us that you couldn't speak English at the time, long time ago, I mean, that's. So my question is, because you are working in multinational company or working with foreigners that force you to speak in English, okay, that's the moment, yeah, that's the moment that you have and you decide to speak English. So my question is about our environment that's around surrounding is that support us, for example, like that. Sometimes we, but I hopefully, not hopefully, I mean that alhamdulillah we find this place. So do you have tips and tricks, maybe if maybe from your experience, maybe that's we have how we have to sharpen our fluency in English, because you know that skill is not only in speaking but also in writing. That writing is very big one. I think that's it, my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu Nana. I think
You're welcome.
yeah, with this, Ibu Nana has actually answered the question from what Ibu Nana has shared, like about, I think Ibu Nana earlier you mentioned it, that you like watching YouTube and listen to the polyglot, and I think that is something that I would also recommend, and also listen to podcasts. And I think I enjoyed watching instead of reading, yeah, because I like to see pictures, but I would turn off the caption sometimes and then try to see whether I pick up, you know, like what's actually in the conversation, and then like, I didn't get it, and then I would like turn it on again, and like, oh, actually they were like speaking this, and then I used to write down. So in the vocabulary that I didn't understand, and then really practice with friends. And again, like here, we have Britzone here where everyone can join. But what I did was also trying to find opportunity to actually join community that, you know, like speak English. There's Britzone here. What about other organizations? So try to join like as much as possible. And actually, when you have the opportunity to be like in the space like this, try to make the most of it. You know, like with Britzone, I think it's really good that we were assigning into different breakout rooms. But sometimes when you only listen to the YouTube, like it's not two ways conversation. So when you are like attending, try to speak up, try to ask questions, or just try to share your experience. I think that is something that I would recommend Ibu. I hope that helps.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu.
Well, okay, my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Mbak Citra and Bu Nana. So,
Kak Rini?
yeah, Mbak Citra, we
Yes.
got in the chat from Pak Alfi. So Pak Alfi asks, do Miss Citra and some of you speak English every time, everywhere here? And then I just wonder, such an opportunity, and I never speak English except here right now.
Oh, for me, I mean, in my experience, I do speak English not only here. So I've been using I've been using English as my daily English, I mean daily language at work for the past 7 years. So every day at work we we use English. So that's where I learn or like pick up my English skills.
Does that help, Pak Alfi?
Yeah. Excuse me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So bad connection here. Yeah, thank you, Miss Citra. You saw your place at work also speak English in daily activity, right?
Yes, I'm trying
Yeah,
to. And
it's
don't worry, I
awesome.
still do not understand like some words as well, but then I would ask my friends like, oh, what does that mean actually, and then they will explain.
Yeah, it's awesome. I wish I could like you. I'm lack of confidence so far.
That's also, I think, like with that like lack of confidence, I used to be like that too, Mas Alfi. So I used to be like that. And especially in Indonesia, when you speak English, and this was discussed in my room as well. I think Mbak Yasrin brought it up. You know, like in Indonesia, sometimes, I think most of the time, probably. I hope now it has changed, but when it was several years ago, when we try to speak English, then our friends be like, that's wrong. Ih, salah tuh. It's not like that. Medok, jawir, Jawa, like all these things. Like, why do you guys, like do that? Like ask me to all my old classmates. Like, I was just wanting to practice. What's wrong with that? But because of those bullies, I lost my confidence until one day I met one traveler because I was very shy. Yeah? I was very shy. I was very shy. I couldn't speak English, and then I just didn't want to practice. And he asked me. It was in Jogja. He asked me like a question. I forgot what it was, and I was like, yes, no. But the question was not yes, no question. It was like, it was another question. And then I told him like, English no good, no good. And then after that, I said like, oh, very shy, like not like smiling. I was like, oh, very shy, like that. And then he said, I'm still friends until now with this traveler. And he still sent me Christmas card last year for that. And he said, Citra, English is not your mother tongue, not your mother language. It is okay to make mistakes, because if you do not practice, you are not going to go anywhere with your English. It's just keep being like that. So if you would like to practice, do it. And I explained to him, oh, like in Indonesia, sometimes people make fun of it when we speak English. But we are not. As an English speaker, we know it's not your language. It's okay. Just try and practice. So that's what changed my like my life, kind of, because then every time I feel like, oh, I don't want, oh, no, maybe not in this forum, like, oh, you're gonna embarrass yourself. But then, Citra, if you do not make the most of it, when are you going to change your life? Then I decided to do it. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Thank you.
Thank you. So helpful. So inspiration.
Mbak Rini.
Thank you, Mas Alvi. Thank you so much. So we got one more question from Mbak Rinika. Yeah, Kak Rinika, please.
Yeah, thank you for the time. I just want to ask about rejection, about when we trying to apply a job or scholarship in English, like we make a resume or letter or cover letter, and then sometimes we get a rejection and we don't know why. It's because we don't we're not matched with that qualification, or sometimes we just do not know about, I think my English is wrong. I mean, like my resume or my letter is I think I have something wrong and I don't know why. That's why I get the rejection. So how can survive with that problem, Kak Citra? Thank you.
Yeah, so can I please ensure that I understand your questions correctly? So when you are facing with rejections in terms of like cover letter and things like that, how do I suggest you to cope with? Is it?
I mean, like sometimes like the job description, when we try to applying and the job description is in English, or we want to apply a scholarship in English, and we got a rejection, and we don't know what the reason is, because we're not matched, or it's because our English is broken, it's so wrong, and 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 how to survive with that. I mean, like when we try to make a cover letter, and then I think we think it's good. I mean, like the English is good, and then but we don't know about the thing with our cover letter, and they do not tell us about our what's wrong with our letter, right? So how to survive with that?
Okay. So I think the first thing I would recommend when you are like applying to a job or to anything, firstly, we did look up on their job description, as you mentioned earlier. I think it is very important for us like to tailor our CV and our motivation letter, or to tailor our cover letter according to what's in the job description, right? And then I would really recommend to ask your friend or anyone that is available, or anyone that you are comfortably enough sharing your CV, sharing your motivation letter to that person to be checked on. Like, hey, Mbak Citra, do you have time to check on my cover letter? I'm applying to this job. As simple as that question. That's what I did with my mentor. Hey, Mbak Anissa, I'm applying to my first job ever here, and can you please help me out with my cover letter? But help here meaning not working for you, yeah, not the one who is writing, but the one who is correcting. And I think now there is also like applications to check your grammar that will also like be useful. I would also like use that when writing your letter. And yeah, and also if you're very curious about why you are being rejected, you can also actually ask or send an email to the place. Hey, I was just wondering, like because I was interviewed last week and then I haven't heard from, oh, I received a rejection and I was wondering if you could give feedback how to improve, like, or why did I get rejected? But please do not take it too personal, because rejection, so when you get rejections, doesn't mean you are bad, okay? Because when people are recruiting, they are recruiting someone, or like these people who they think fit with the job, you know. It can there, and there are any other factors, the salary, the like the yeah, the English language, the experience, their study. Maybe there's also an internal person who was also applying that or like that understand better, or maybe you're even like qualified for the job. Rejection doesn't reflect you and who you are. And like, just keep trying and developing yourself. Yeah. And that's something that I like to think, yeah, when I got rejection, or at least like 6 months ago. Oh, I was not good enough. Okay, let's try to change it. Maybe I was too good. I hope that helps.
Okay, Mbak Renika, yeah, so that helps you, yeah? So thank you.
It's very helped me. Thank you, Kak Citra.
Thank you, Mbak Citra. Thank you, Mbak Renika. So we actually have 15 minutes compensation because everyone who put that messages in that box. Hey, Mbak Nisa, please give us more time. We would like to have more chit chat with Mbak Citra. So, Mbak Citra, you see that everyone is interested in this topic, and you are inspiring. So you're stealing the show.
Thank you.
Well, this is the last sessions of the Q&A. So which means that we are going to have a closing
Photo session.
Yeah. Well, not a closing session. We want to have a photo session. But beforehand, Mbak Citra, would you like to give like maybe just a brief closing statement from you to all of us?
Well, I think I have said enough. Yeah, I think my closing will be thank you so much for everyone for joining the session today. It has been a really amazing session. Thank you so much, Britzone, for also inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share my experience, and informing you about Mbak Citra 10 years ago. And I hope everyone is stay semangat and learning, and yeah, I think stay in touch. Hopefully see you again.
Yeah, we'll see in touch.
Yes.
We'll keep in touch, and I hope that we can see you in another session, Mbak Citra. So please turn the camera on. We're going to be in the end of the session by capturing the moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you also want to follow Kak Citra Instagram, it's okay ya, Kak ya? Because
yes, please feel free to do so. And then I'm also like going to post my LinkedIn and in case any of you would like to connect. And please, yeah, seriously, stay in touch.
All right. Thank you. Everyone is ready? Okay, turn the camera on, please. We would like to have you guys here. Turn the camera on. This is Tia. Do you mind too? Kamadina, Kamelnila.
Yeah, okay. LinkedIn. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Okay. One more pause, please. Just do like this. Stop bullying.
Yes.
Stop bullying. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. Just give a big smile. Have sudden smile. I'm sorry. Yeah. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, everyone. All prisoners.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good rest.
Bye,
See you on
everyone.
Saturday.
Okay, mohon maaf lahir batin.
Such a great session, guys.
Mohon maaf lahir batin, guys.
Ya, mohon maaf lahir batin. Marhaban ya Ramadan.
Bye, you too.